I think. Otherwise, yeah, I just think he's going to get pinned. He'll have lurkers out there, he'll have defilers out there, so I think he needs to move out sooner rather than later, try to get something finished. Looks like he might be waiting on siege tech, might be waiting on some additional upgrades here. Looks like he has armor 1 swinging back, maybe even waiting for a second science vessel. But yeah, needs to move and needs to do it sooner rather than later. Starting to position out in the field, and now yeah, the thing about moving out like this, he's also got to worry about the lurkers sweeping into that secondary, maybe even getting planted across that barracks. Fortunately, he does have one barracks that's a little bit distance, as well as that machine shop distance. He's expecting, oh man, catching him off guard. I thought there was that SCV at the 9 o'clock. It looks like he was expecting command center, or sorry, another hatchery to be here, but at the very least, he can kind of stake claim to that north, maybe stop troops from flooding through, maybe at least be able to isolate Incontrol in for a time period, maybe hit any buildings that are peeking over the edge. Looks like the defiling mound might be in siege range. I think Incontrol at this stage thinking, ah, crap. Not the situation, but he has a lot of lurkers and a lot of lings swinging around. This is a fairly flankable position. It looks like that is what Incontrol's going to do. This is a very flankable position if he can move around and kind of get his troops gathered up. Oh, and that science vessel exposed. Oh, science vessel down. Devastating for Artosis. He needed that science vessel to continue pressing this attack. Nice flanking opportunity for Incontrol. He's going to be able to wipe this attack out. And I think that's going to be GG for Artosis. Let's see if he decides to stay in the game or basically continue from here, just try to fight it out. He doesn't have a lot of troops to really defend here. Incontrol's easily going to be able to use these 3 gas to get that hive tech out. Really hasn't taken any damages up to this stage. He's just been going on the offensive, pure offensive, and he's going to have the defilers and the lurkers able to run forward and kind of capitalize. I'm not sure what these SCVs are doing out here. Looks like they're already moving out to the middle, already have Carapace 1. As soon as that first defiler is out in the mix, I think that is more or less going to be GG. Looks like Consume about halfway finished. And another group of Marines with absolutely no medics and a single siege tank starting to push out. I guess he's thinking about trying to take his third. Yeah, he's not going to be able to cover it. He's not going to be able to cover that, plus his main. I think his supply count difference actually should be, yeah, looks like Incontrol significantly ahead in supply, moving out with these troops. It looks like, yeah, he's got to get lucky with an attack, and that's what it's going to come down to, is luck. Hoping that Incontrol doesn't see the attack coming, hoping that he doesn't push out in flank position, hoping that he just sits here and allows his lurkers to die rather than moving them at all. I'm surprised actually that Incontrol didn't press forward against that, hoping that he can keep his science vessel out in the air. Actually is enough of an attack force. Let's see if he just streams those zerglings towards Artosis' main at this stage. It looks like he's just kind of backing off and providing some position, just suiciding some Scourge right there. But Artosis critically, yeah, needs to take a third base immediately, needs to get his supply running a little bit harder immediately. I don't see, it looks like he is putting down a second starport and a second factory. I don't know that he's going to be able to sustain this for terribly long. He's going to try to take his command center a little bit in the dark here and just hope that, again, that the troops can't press against him. But he's going to have a defiler right on his throat, and not too long. It looks like the defiler there right now, and he can just keep pressing this all the way back to Artosis' base. And Artosis does not have enough to deal with this right now. Critically, though, Artosis is able to get a nice irradiate off against a defiler that, with full energy, eating 2 zerglings right there. Just going to plant a random storm kind of out in the field before he dies. But I think it's just a slight reprieve. It's not going to last all that long. But Incontrol needs to hurry up and move, because if he lets Artosis take this base, if he lets him pump out of the 2 factories and get just those science vessels up in the air, 3 starports, I think that might be a mistake, because that's not sustainable. I'm going to switch into more mine-heavy play, just trying to try to delay Incontrol. I think Incontrol can capitalize right now if he moves, if he becomes the aggressor very quickly, uses that defiler swarm against a very small army, goes for containment, can take out that third rapidly while Artosis can't really defend both this front door. Maybe if he even streams an attack, unloads these lurkers towards the front, looks like he's got him more in a defensive position. So going to attack the third now, and as soon as this backs off and starts careening back, I'm hoping to see another attack go directly down Artosis' main. It looks like he's going to back off and kind of isolate across the edge. I'm still waiting for it. I really want to see the troops streaming that direction. Command center has been lifted off, so it looks like he's going to immediately go to the front, and he does have a lot of lurkers in position, but there's still a lot of lurkers there. The science vessel's taking some hits, but there's a lot of science vessels in the air. Really nice recovery, I got to say, by Artosis. It looks like 2 of the science vessels quickly going to get taken out. Command center still not running, and now he has more economy than going to vultures, actually, which I think is very intelligent because they're very cost efficient. I don't know that it's going to last all that long in a physics lab, so going to try to throw in some try to throw in some battle cruisers without the gas to sustain it. I don't think he's really taking this game seriously anymore. I think he's just concerned about getting into the next match. Maybe frustrated with this. And he's like, hey, I might as well have some fun with it at this stage, which really could throw Incontrol off here. Ultralisk's already out. Also have a pretty decent group going. He's also got this expansion at the upper left-hand corner, getting his 4th gas. Not accomplishing as much as I think he wanted to off that quick switch, but still in a pretty good position. Level 2 Carapace, he's going to have the level 3, sorry, he already has level 4 Carapace. All running the Lurkers, though, losing more Lurkers than he wanted to. Didn't have the Zerglings out in front to absorb these mines, so losing some more troops than he really wanted to. But still going to be able to press against this attack force, still going to be able to get some position, still moving out with a lot of Ultralisks, significantly more than in that last match. But eating a lot of mines. Ouch. And I can, honestly, I'm sure Incontrol's just hitting his head right here. Mines completely imbalanced, little nuclear bombs on the ground. Still some Zerglings hanging out, denying that expansion. Should be brushed out now that attack came in. But even though that attack failed, Incontrol still not in a bad position, but you can see those vultures really, really paying off. Artosis knows it. You can see him just spamming that. He's like, okay, vultures work. Let's continue with that. And the battle cruiser is being produced. So you're going to see a battle cruiser vulture army in the mix here. And again, he's got to secure that 3rd if he's going to sustain this. Actually needs to secure a 4th if he's going to sustain this gas-wise. Otherwise, he's going to end up running short on science vessels. He's going to end up running short on basically a lot of things. The Zerglings able to stream in underneath while Artosis was caught out of position, just didn't have enough to defend absolutely everywhere. Just working down that starport, and that is a battle cruiser being produced there. So might be able to get it down. Able to empty that secondary. This is more economic damage that Artosis just can't afford to take, especially off these 2 bases and a non-mining 3rd. Starting to wail against that. It looks like he's waiting with the Scourge even to maybe damage it as it goes up. I don't know if he has a Queen in the area to kind of finish that off. Looks like the Zergling is finally getting cleaned up, but this is more delayed mining time. Looks like the battlecruiser will come out in the field. 3 battlecruisers will come out in the field. Artosis is very thin on the army. He's invested a lot into this. Again, I think that even might be a calculated artifact of Colosseum. He knows that Incontrol has to go through a very narrow passageway. As long as he has mines in the way, can completely defend it. So somewhat creative. Lost, looks like some supply depots and whatnot, but is still rolling with his economy. Incontrol still building some ultras, getting some queens out into the mix. He wants to take out this command center with a queen, get that infested, and if he can do that, that'll really cap the match for him. I really felt like it was capped a while ago, but maybe with those battle cruisers we'll be able to just completely catch Incontrol off guard and be able to slide it back his direction. Incontrol has to think something's up here, though. Not seeing a large medic marine force and not seeing basically a lot of other things out in the field that he should be expecting. Continue producing the Zerglings, the Ultralisks, the Defilers. Looks like some vultures running up.